coming to you live from Tennessee, from the east to the west. We are talking Cowboys everything. And you just entered
the Cowboy Zone.
Welcome back to another episode of the Cowboy Zone. I'm Marcus Jones, the Bluff City Cowboy, coming to you live from Memphis, Tennessee.
And this is Lambo from Cowboys Y'all, coming to you from Kingsport, Tennessee.
By way of Johnson City. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us for our pregame show. We're at 11:20 right now. I promise we're going to get out of here with enough time to be able to get your favorite beverages, relax in front of your couch, and get ready for some Cowboys football at noon today. But we always got to hit you guys with some pregame activities before we start off with the full slate of NFL games. So, guys, thank you guys for joining us. I see we got a couple people in the comments. Oswaldo, your real name. Give me the phonetics on your first name. I'm assuming it's Oswaldo, but I don't want to mispronounce it. And then I got my guy Mendoza in the building as always. Thank you for tuning in. Got a lot of news and notes to talk about this morning, specifically on that injury report. Looks like we got a lot of moving parts. Some to be expected, some not. So, Lambo, let's go ahead and jump right into it first and take a look at the injury report for this week's slate of games.
Injury report.
All right, so this week, I know it's kind of small, so we'll go through it. It looks like from the Commanders team, Wes Schweitzer, I believe he plays guard. He is officially out. And their right tackle, Charles Leno, has been on the injury report all week. He did not practice Wednesday. He was limited Thursday and Friday. He's listed as questionable right now. That's definitely something we'll want to keep an eye out on as the game progresses to see how he performs. Also, his backup, Sadiq Charles, he was a full participant Thursday and Friday, so he'll probably be expected to play. But just pay attention to that Charles Leno at right tackle to see if he makes it through the game or see if that shoulder starts to bother him. Other than that, the Commanders have a full slate of their roster playing this week. Then we go down to the Cowboys. As you guys know, Dak is out. Jaron Kearse had limited practices all week, but in a surprising turn of events, it looks like Jaron Kearse will be out for today. And also, Connor McGovern had limited practices this week. I still haven't seen anything about his progress, so if anybody else has any information that we don't have, please let us know. James Crittenden, thank you for joining us. It looks like Dalton Schultz was limited this week, and he may be a go also. And, of course, Michael Gallup had a full slate of practices this week, and it looks like that we are all systems go for Michael Gallup to make his 2022 debut. All right, see, we got Jack Meeker joining us. Thank you for joining. And, guys, let me know if you hear anything about Connor McGovern. All right, so Lambo, we don't have a lot to talk about with the Commanders in terms of their lineup, but with us, Jaron Kearse, a surprise out. How do you feel about that?
Had Donovan Wilson not been so solid to start this season, I'd feel worse about it. Because of that reason and because of the safety depth I feel like we have. I'm not too worried about it, to be completely honest. Also, it's Carson Wentz throwing the ball.
Yeah.
He's been known to take some chances on some really bad decisions. So I'm not really too worried about it. I mean, I would love to have Jaron Kearse back, but I don't think it's going to negatively affect this game at all. It'd be a bonus to have him back, but we'll be just fine with Wilson.
It looks like going off the inactives, it just hurts me so much to see Nahshon Wright inactive.
Yeah.
Like I know people talk about Jalen Tolbert, who's also inactive this week.
Mhm.
But Nashawn Wright, 3rd round pick from last year, you would expect him to be at a point where he's contributing. That one just really irks me.
Yeah.
But also Jalen Tolbert is out, and as we mentioned before, Jalen Hurst is out. Good news is there's no Cox on the inactive list, so it looks like we will get to see Jabril Cox play in this week's game, either on defense or special teams.
That makes me extremely happy. And just a funny note, it's kind of ironic that Tolbert and Wright are 3rd round picks. So we got pretty much back-to-back 3rd round picks inactive.
Yep.
It's concerning a little bit, but yeah, having Cox back is amazing. I think he's going to be a great contributor. I want to see his speed out there.
Yep.
Especially on special teams.
All right, guys.
I need a new light. I'm dark.
Did you post the video already, Lambo?
I posted at the same time pretty much as we was about to go on.
Okay. All right.
Just because
the Scary Dale video, yeah.
I wanted to give it a little bit of time to circulate before the game starts and then not be too late to post.
Oh, yeah. I completely understand.
And I figure most of the people that are tuning in tune in here first before they go around and looking at my page.
All right. So since that video is out, let's go ahead and go to our next segment, and that will be our game predictions. Last week we had some technical difficulties, but this week we do have the Cowboy Dale game prediction video ready. So if you haven't done so already, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and also make sure you share this so that people can see the Cowboy Dale video. And also, go ahead, Lambo.
I edited this thing in 10 minutes, so little props.
Yeah, it's a really good video.
10-minute edit.
And if you want to go see the video on the social media, I got it scrolling across the bottom of the screen. You can find me at Bluff City Cowboys. And you can find Lambo at Cowboys, y'all. So let's go ahead and get into our game predictions. And we'll start off with number 1 super fan from Parts Unknown, Cowboy Dale.
Hey, man. Hey, Commandos fans. You want to hear a scary story? It's 2022. The Washington Commandos trade for Carson Wentz, man. Diggs puts a smiley face emoji because he knows what's coming, man. Diggs got his first pick against Wentz. He actually got 2 picks that game. Well, Wentz is going to get benched because Diggs is going to get 2 interceptions against Wentz again, man. Cowboys win.
27-17. Wentz gets benched.
That's how Cowboy Dale does it. That's how Trayvon Diggs does it, man. Ow! Wentz gets benched, man. Bench the Wentz. Bench the Wentz.
All right, and there you have it. Cowboy Dale making his Cowboys Zone debut with his first rivalry week game prediction. 27-17, hashtag Wentz gets benched. Let us know in the comments what you thought about the video. I thought it was really good, Lambo. Cowboy did a good job in short notice.
With the quick off the top edits.
So Lambo, since we got Cowboy Dale's prediction, guys, get your predictions in the comments. We're about to go to our next segment, game predictions for this week's matchup.
Game prediction.
All right, Lambo. So while the people put their game predictions in the comments, go ahead and start me off with yours.
I'm going to go with 24-17 Cowboys.
You said 27.
24-17.
24-17.
Yeah.
Okay.
Looks like we got Jack with 27-20.
27-20. You know, I've been trying to temper my excitement about this team, but I know the rush bad game could come at any moment. I'm assuming it doesn't come this week, though.
I hope not.
Yeah, I mean, normally when you have a backup that's playing extended periods of time, you normally get about 3 games before people start to really figure them out. So we're at that point this week. But we do get Gallup back, so that gives him another weapon. I'm actually leaning 27-17, just like Cowboy Dale. That's the score I had wrote down before I even saw the video.
For real?
Yeah, I had 27-17.
Nice.
I think we scored 3 touchdowns. I think the running backs get 1. I think Gallup gets 1. I think another receiver gets 1. I was close to going 34-17, honestly. I really like our tight ends in their second gameplay. I think one of them may get a touchdown also. All right, Mendoza 30-16. You know, talking to Cooley on Wednesday, talking about the secondary, he's not too excited about it. I mean, they got names. St. Juice looks like he's out, probably one of their better corners. So their number 3 corner spot is going to be lacking. The top 2 corners have been kind of underperforming. So there's going to be some opportunities inside. Safeties aren't really that good. And the D-line is just not the same without Chase Young. I mean, you got Daron Payne. That's pretty much it. Everybody else can be neutralized, particularly in terms of pass rush.
Yeah.
And I think he gave us an interesting stat that they've only scored 3 touchdowns on 38 possessions. And I think all those touchdowns go back to the Detroit game. So people look at that one game and just look at how they had a high score and just think they've been scoring in spurts. That hasn't been the case. They haven't scored a lot. And, of course, Carson Wentz is the most sacked quarterback in the NFL right now.
And Dallas hasn't been letting offenses do too much either.
Yeah, that's true. So, yeah, what's up, Brian? Thank you for joining. Be sure to get in the comments and give us your game prediction. Lumber, I got a call I got to take.
All right.
Hello.
Game predictions. Anybody else? No, we got Mendoza's 30-16 on there. Jack's 27-20.
Okay. All right. I'll send it down. All right.
Shane's 24-10. Thank you for that.
Yo, Brian, get in the comments. Let us know your game prediction. All right. We're at 11:33, so we're making good time.
Oh, man, I can't wait. I love 1 o'clock games. I ain't got to wait all day for my Cowboys. What's up, Lamar, my hometown friend?
Well, it's a lot better if they win. If not,
yeah, that's true. Then the rest of the day, I don't even watch football no more. I'm just so mad.
Exactly. I almost just want to go to sleep to get the day over with. All right. Thank you for joining us, Lamar. Got 24-10. All right, guys. So I don't have my signs with me, but if we do get a score, if we do get someone hit the score, we do have a prize that we're giving away. It's a how about them Cowboys sign. So hopefully somebody hits the score. We can get a couple of these out. All right, Jeff. Thank you for joining us. We're at 11:37, Lambo. So you couldn't make
My
the show
shit's
last
crazy.
week. So you gave us your game prediction. Give us a couple of the key matchups you're looking for this week's game.
Really, I think Wentz does bad under pressure. When you get him shook, make him force him to make quicker decisions and quicker reads than he wants to make. Sometimes he holds on the ball quite too long. Really, I just feel like getting the pressure on Wentz, which we should be able to do, especially with the banged up O line they have, and the re-emergence of D-Law. I mean, we seen last week D-Law looked like he was back. With the re-emergence of him,
Mm-hmm.
Parsons, got that taste in his mouth. He ain't got a sack. He didn't get a sack last week. Everybody's clowning on him in the locker room because pretty much he's Superman now. Everybody expects him to get a sack every game.
Right.
The interior rush is good. Like I said, their O-line's banged up. It's going to be our pass rush versus that banged up O-line. Get Wentz shook, make him make some bad decisions. I think he's going to throw a few balls into double coverage when he shouldn't. And I wouldn't be surprised for a sack strip fumble.
Okay.
Really that, and also you took the words out of my mouth. That was what I was going to. Is Diggs and McLaurin. The typical shutdown of McLaurin by Diggs is going to be needed.
Mm-hmm.
And then really the guy I'm watching for in this game to be most productive for Washington is Curtis Samuel. Now, he seems to have been. I think he's if I'm thinking right, I think he's like possibly 5th in the league in receptions right now.
Probably
Sneaky.
so.
Let me see if that's still the case here. I believe it is 5th in NFL in receptions. It's kind of been quiet and sneaky under the radar type thing. He had 11 week 1, or no, he had 11 targets week 1, 9 targets week 2, 10 targets week 3. So he's getting the ball thrown to him a lot, and it's underneath stuff. Wentz is just getting it out to him quick underneath. They're not doing a whole ton downfield, really,
Mm-hmm.
as a whole, anyways. So I'm really looking for us to see how we contain Samuel, because I feel like that's going to be their main threat this game. And yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's my grandma gave me this. She's had it since a long time. Stallback.
Okay. All right. Now, since you missed, I got another question for you. Our question of the week from Wednesday was related to the offensive line. So we talked about during the injury report, Connor McGovern had a limited practice all week. We don't know if he's going to play. Jason Peters came in very limited snaps and made his presence felt. And you got the kid that's been filling in, Matt Farniok, overall doing a solid job. So who do you think starts at left guard this week?
I think Peters is going to come out there starting.
Okay.
I mean, we'll see, but it could be one of those things where they give him a couple drives off here and there, just because of his age, and like he might still be ramping up a little bit. I could see kind of like a rotation type thing, but I think Peters will come out there to start the game. If he gets to the point where they feel like they need to give the big older man a breather, I could see him coming out for a drive or maybe 2 drives, something like that, and then coming back in. Just kind of playing it by how the game's going and everything like that. But I could see a situation too if we get up to a big lead for any reason, they pull him out and just let him, rest. But McGovern's active today. Well,
he's active. We just don't know who's going to play left guard. That's why I asked the question.
I was thinking he wasn't active for some reason when I answered that.
Yeah.
That makes it interesting. So I still think we could see a little bit of both of them in and out of the game. Right. I'm gonna say Peters to start the game.
Okay. Whoever starts right there, they're gonna get Deron Payne, who's been playing at a top 5 defensive tackle level this week. So they're gonna have a real test ahead of them. All right, Lambo, we're at 11:41. We only got 2 segments left, so let's go ahead and go to our next segment. So, guys, you've been great in the comments so far. Let's keep those comments going as we go to our next segment, which is our bold predictions. So I believe Cowboy Dale gave us his bold prediction of 2 picks by Diggs. So nobody try to use that one. Get your bold predictions ready, and let's go.
Bold predictions.
All right, so get those bold predictions in the comments. Lambo, are you gonna go with Cowboy Dale and go 2 Diggs picks?
I'm gonna go with the first play of the game for the Cowboys. The first offensive play of the game for the Cowboys. Michael Gallup scores on the deep ball.
Okay. Gallup deep touchdown.
Right off the bat.
So you're talking like 40 yards?
More. No. Kevontae Turpin. I'm gonna make it even more bold. Kevontae Turpin's gonna get a decent return down to about like our own 42, and from there, it's gonna go straight to Gallup. Boom, touchdown.
Okay. I'm looking at the ones posted. Brian says Micah 3 sacks. You know, they were clowning him a little bit because he didn't have a sack last week, so he could come out and do that. Mendoza says Micah pick 6. You know, Mendoza, that was interesting. I was watching clips. I was watching clips of them like doing pre-game warm-ups, and Mike was actually outside working on catching balls. So I thought that was kind of interesting. He was doing his back pedal and then going to get the ball and running with it. So maybe they've seen something in tape where Micah thinks he can get one. And then we got Jack Meeker, Bohanna 2 sacks. And then we got Jeff. Jeff saying Turpin gets a repeat performance from the preseason and gets a punt and kick for a touchdown. I definitely think this is the week he gets a punt return for a touchdown. So I won't even put that as my bold prediction. He was close last week. Looking at Washington, their punt team is kind of bad, specifically watching that Eagles game. So I think Turpin's gonna have an opportunity this week to make something happen. Shane Odom saying Rush throws for 300 yards.
Oh yeah, let's get it.
Yeah, because I don't think he's had more than 220 so far this year. These are some really good ones. I'm leaning bold prediction 2 tight end touchdowns.
I like that. I could see that happening too. Possibly.
Yeah. Hendershot really showed his explosiveness last week. I think they get him more involved this week. I don't think he'll get 2. I wouldn't be surprised if he did, but I think he gets 1. Schultz is really good in the red zone. I think he may get 1 also.
Hendershot is going to be a future starter for this team.
Yep, it's kind of funny. As much as we
just
love
run
Ferguson,
after catch, man. Yeah, I love him, but he's explosive, man. He's one of those tight ends that reminds you of like Kittle running with the ball in his hand.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah. It's weird. We love Ferguson. He may be 3rd on the pecking order right now at the tight end position.
Ferguson just reminds me of a really good all-around tight end, like a guy that will develop into a really solid all-around tight end. Hendershot's like that guy that when you just want to see him with the ball in his hand. I don't know. He looks like I don't know, man. He runs with a lot of heart.
All right. If anybody else has another bold prediction, let me know. We're at 11:43. We want to get out of here in plenty of time for you guys to get set up for the 12 o'clock game. So we'll go ahead and move on to our last segment. But before we do, I got to give a shout out to Kendall and Mason watching the Cowboys on with their dad, Jeff. Thank you guys for joining. Jeff raising them right at an early age to become Cowboys fans. So we always got to give the future Cowboy fans a shout out to keep them engaged. All right, now, Bo, let's go ahead to our last segment. And this one is fantasy favorites. So, guys, let us know who your favorite player is to score 15 points that's kind of the benchmark. Who's going to give us 15 points in this game? And then who's a guy outside of our game who can get at least 15 points? So get your fantasy favorites ready, and let's get into it.
Fantasy favorites.
You know, in this game, I really like the Cowboys defense to get 15 plus. I think we're going to get at least 5 sacks. I think we're going to get at least an interception. And I'm still thinking we get that Turpin touchdown. I really feel strongly about Turpin getting one today. So I'm going with the Cowboys defense as my fantasy favorite in this week's game.
I like that.
Who you got, Lambo? You going with Gallup in his premiere?
I like that. This is like the most boring thing ever and the most surprising. But I kind of want to do a bold prediction / fantasy mix up.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say Brett Maher.
15 points. Okay.
I think he's gonna have 2 kicks over 50 yards. And I think he's gonna have
a couple extra points.
Yes, like he's gonna have a very solid game for a kicker. He's gonna have up in the upwards of 13, 14 points.
Okay. Did Jack have the bold prediction of that it was Shane?
I like Pollard, Jeff. That's who I was gonna go to, and then something just it hit me in the head. It was just like I have this weird feeling, but Myers gonna have some monster kicks. I don't know why.
I could definitely see that. Once again, we got Cooper Rush, so you just don't know. He could get stopped a couple. He could get stopped.
He's got to have that decline game eventually.
Yep. And then Mendoza has Pollard for this game. Mike Williams against the Texans. I want to go with the Chargers player, but they just have so many injuries on the offensive side. I just got
funny. Funny you say that because it's not the Chargers, but the Broncos is my outside this game. Javonte Williams, I think, is going to finally have that blow-up game that everyone's been kind of expecting from him when they took him early in drafts, expecting him to be that type of guy. He's had one game where he got to 75 yards, but the other 2 games, I think it was around 40, 50-something yards. I feel like with the Chargers having some issues with the injuries and stuff, it's going to keep the score close to where the Broncos can really pound the ball.
I can see that.
And I think Williams will actually have his first real big-time breakout game this year.
And then the Chargers are also missing Nick Bosa, Joey Bosa, sorry.
Yeah.
They're missing Joey Bosa, and he's really good at setting that edge. So that right side of the line may be vulnerable to some outside runs, C-gap runs, B-gap runs, because they don't have Bosa out there holding down the fort. So definitely something to pay attention to. Might be some long runs to be had in that game. Of course, I already knew where Jeff was going. This is Jeff's fantasy darling for this year, Gabe Davis.
Think he's going to be all right
against an awful Baltimore Ravens secondary. I don't know what happened with that team on defense. I mean, you look at their draft. They got Marcus Peters. They also got the kid from Alabama whose name just escaped me. What's the other corner's name? I want to say Marlon Humphreys. Is that the one? Yeah. I always get him and Marshawn Lattimore mixed up. Yeah. They got Marlon Humphreys on the other side. They got the safety from Notre Dame.
Come on, dude. He made a good play last game.
Yeah.
Kyle
Hamilton. Yeah, Kyle Hamilton.
Yeah.
So they got guys in the secondary, but they just look awful.
No, I ain't trading them.
You got Gabe Davis, Lambo?
Yep.
Okay. I'm surprised Jeff doesn't hit you up every week about him.
I drafted him like right before Jeff was about to draft him.
Oh, okay. That's why then.
I sniped him.
Yeah. So my fantasy favorite for this week, I was actually gonna go AJ Jefferson if it would have been after this game. I mean, after this show. I just knew a bounce back was coming. He's been pretty much sat down for 2 weeks. So I can't use that one. So I got to go with Khalil Herbert, Chicago, New York. We played New York last week, and we had 160 yards rushing between our two running backs. Khalil Herbert's coming off a 140-yard rushing game by himself. David Montgomery's out. So it's just him in that backfield against a terrible Giants front seven. So I'm looking for Khalil Herbert to get at least 100 yards in the touchdown today.
I got him starting in one of my leagues. I'm looking forward to that as well.
Yeah, I got him also. All right, Lambo, I think that's pretty much it. We hit all the high points. It's 11:50, so you guys have 10 minutes to set your fantasy lineups. Go get your favorite beverages and get ready for this Cowboys Commanders division rivalry game. So, Lambo, before we go, let the people know where they can find you at.
Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at Cowboys Y'all. Instagram at Cowboys Y'all 88. I posted the Dell video up on all of those platforms as well. So, Jeff, if you didn't see it, go watch it. And if y'all would, please go give it a share, help get it out there so it can spread around some. And I appreciate y'all.
Yeah. Guys, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Bluff City Cowboys. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I shared the video as well. So if you're not following Lambo and you're following me, be sure to share that video. It's really good. I think the Cowboys Nation will enjoy it. You can find me on Twitter at Bluff Cowboys. I posted it on there as well. And be sure to watch us this Wednesday at 8:30 Central Standard Time for another episode of the Cowboy Zone. Hopefully, we'll be celebrating another Victory Wednesday as we go into another tough matchup against the Los Angeles Rams. And real quick, I think I saw a note that Dak plans to come back against the Rams. Mm-hmm. So we will be following that story as we progress during the week, and we'll give you our thoughts on it this Wednesday night.
Jeff, I'm drinking coffee right now, but I'm about to hit pause on the TV and make a quick Modelo run.
All right, guys, we got to let Lambo make his Modelo run before the game gets started. So thank you guys for joining us for another episode of the Cowboy Zone. We appreciate your support. Lambo, you got any closing thoughts?
Nope. Hey, we'll be talking to y'all Wednesday about this big win.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching the Cowboy Zone. We'll see you Wednesday.
See y'all later.
Thank you for watching the Cowboy Zone.